What's good, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? JDaisy here with the JDaisy Gaming Channel, here with Bomber Crew. This is a little, we'll call it an indie game. I don't recognize the company anyways. Game that came out last week. It's currently on Steam at 15% discount at $12.74, so even at full price it'll be $15. And I am loving this game. The first night I picked it up, I played probably about 3, maybe 4 hours of it in one sitting, just playing it. So what you are is you're 1942. You're a British bomber, or at least you're based out of Britain. It never really gives you a specific country, but you're based out of England. Because you're right off London. Because every time you fly out, it notifies you that you're nearing London. And you fly out with your crew that you pick, and you go on bombing runs. And it's more of a simulation and a strategy game than a war game. Because you're managing all your crew's gear, you're managing your bombers' equipment and survivability. You're also having to, when you're in the missions, it gets kind of chaotic because you have to focus on everything. You have to tag all the enemies, you have to tag all the, your radio instructor will shout out, I have a new spot. So you have to manually target that so the bomber stays on course, because this isn't like, current bombers where you just set a course and it'll fly there automatically. You got to keep checking where you are on the mission, and then you manually have to open the bomb bay doors. You have to drop the bombs. You have to sometimes go in and have your men change positions. Say somebody gets shot, something gets exploded. You have to move your bomber down to the bombing position, so you have a gun that's empty, so you have to move someone up to there, and it gets very chaotic. And when I first started playing the game, I really didn't like that. I didn't like that you had to focus on everything. Your people are, I don't want to say useless, but they don't do anything without you physically getting into it, which I think actually, from a gameplay standpoint, is really, really good. It keeps you engaged. It keeps you from just not caring. You start to care a lot more about the people inside your bomber than if you were just sending it out into the world and it dying. Because you do kind of get a emotional attachment to these people. You pick them, you go on several missions with them, you start to learn their names, they start to get better, you start to trust them more, and then a Spitfire comes out of nowhere and blows them up, and you're quick rushing to go take care of them with a health pack, but also your wing's on fire, so you have to send somebody out on the wing, so now all your guns are empty, all the while you're trying to get into the bombing position to drop the bombs on the target so you can turn around and get back. And I have, knock on wood, not lost a single bomber yet. I've lost a few crew members. They've been shot down, and it's kind of neat because when you start up the game, it brings you to the main menu, and there's a big memorial there with all their names. And it took me a second to realize that, because I had a James Black was one of my first people I lost, and it really kind of hurt. You, like I keep saying, you get an emotional attachment to these people. I remember hiring him, and he was the newest person, so he was always one level behind everyone else. So when he got shot, it kind of sucked, and went from a crew of 5 level to one with 2. So not only does it kind of hurt you emotionally, but it takes a toll on your bomber, because now you have somebody that with less skills than the rest of everyone. So you have to compensate for that. Maybe not put them on such a better gun. But all the while you're trying to do these bombing missions, there is a campaign in the game, which is your ultimate goal. But you never, or at least me, this is speaking from my own opinion, you never really feel like you're ready for it. Every mission you go out on, and when I say you, I mean, this is how I feel. You always feel like you're not going to come back in one piece. You always feel like you're going to die. You always feel like the plane is going to get shot up. And every mission, your plane does get shot up. And there's never a mission I've had yet of 4 hours of playing that feels like it all went swimmingly. It all went great. Everyone made it back A-okay. The plane's fine. No, it was always, oh man, I hope we don't run out of fuel. Oh man, I hope we don't lose anyone else. We don't do this. We don't do that. Or we've lost an engine. One's on fire. We're all shot up like Swiss cheese. Every mission is like that. So when you have to take on these campaign missions, and they're even harder, it definitely makes you worried, because you don't want to lose that bomber. That's kind of starting from scratch. And some of the upgrades start off pretty cheap, and as you get bigger and bigger, they get more and more expensive, of course. And there's kind of two 2 to 3 different types of missions that I've seen so far. There's ones where you go and bomb, a military installation. Another one's where you go bomb, say, subs or ships. And another one where you drop off supplies to people that have been shot down. Those are kind of the 3 basic missions you are doing right now. So you fly out to those missions. You'll almost always engage targets. You have to target them, so the gunners can take care of that. And then you have to get into the bombing position and drop either supplies or bombs on their designated targets. And almost always a secondary mission will pop up where you have to fly over and take a picture of an enemy installation. That'll get you extra points, get you extra experience, get you extra money. But you're in the air longer. All the while there's just enemies shooting down on you. Sometimes there's an enemy ace that is just ripping into you, and you get extra money if you shoot him down. I have yet to shoot him down. But you get extra money if you do manage that. All the while, your plane is getting all shot up. Maybe your electrical box gets shot up, so you have to send someone to go repair it. So once again, a gun is not manned. I just got a 4th gun on my plane, which is great, except I don't get a 4th gunner. So I have to keep my repairman, or the guy that's supposed to be in charge of your fuel and repairing your bomber. I almost always have him on a gun, which is nice because then you have extra firepower, but now you have no one really managing your fuel, which can be detrimental if you're on these kind of long, exhausting trips. When I did the mission I did, he was on the gun almost the whole time, and then moved him back to the fuel when we got close, and we had about 7 minutes in-game fuel left. I mean, everything was red, and we were just barely made it. I think we had like 4 minutes left by the time we made it. So it really could have just ended all right there on the landing strip, but that would have been bad. And you do get stuff that will help you increase if you do get shot down. You get stuff that will help you increase the survivability of your people. You can get a dinghy, you can get a homing pigeon, which I have. So if you get shot down over land, that greatly increases your chances. The dinghy greatly increases your chances if you get shot down over water. But all that stuff adds weight. I have a gun. One of my turrets, the back turret, has ammo feed, so he doesn't have to run to the ammo box, grab ammo, and come back. It's auto-fed to him. That added a whole lot of weight to my plane, so you have to upgrade your engines, and that's very expensive. And they kind of alternate on whether you can upgrade the power of them and upgrade the armor of them. So you have to choose either a older model, not so able to keep you up armored model, or the new faster model that will allow you to carry more weight, which allows you to carry more stuff. So you're always combating that. The stuff inside the plane, you got like your electrical box, you got your radio man, you got your map man, your repair man. You have 2 external gunners, the top one and the back one, and then you have the front one, who's also in charge of the bombing, and you have the pilot. Also in there you have equipment like you got a couple first aid kits, you got a first aid station where you send people and they can get healed up, but it takes a while. You got fire extinguishers, you got parachutes, you got I feel like I'm forgetting something. You have your homing pigeon, or at least I do, and your ammo crate that you have to send people to go get ammo from. And if you are looking at this game, and I do actually highly suggest this, stock up on med kits. It's very, very nice. It hurts a lot when you're flying back. Just last night before I ended, I was flying back in, and I had someone on the ground, and we were landing the plane as the countdown was going down for their life. And literally as the screen went black, it went to 0 and he died. So literally the plane was landed, everyone was yelling medic, and this person still died on the plane. And it really kind of hurt when you go out to the menu screen and you see that name embroiled on this very nice monument to them, that you failed. If you're like me, you don't like failure. So that can hurt, and that's a great gameplay element. I think they did really, really well on that. I actually do highly recommend this game. If you can pick it up at the current price, that's great. Even if you have to pick it up at full retail price at $15, I think you will get a lot of enjoyment out of this. If you like simulator games, if you like management games, if you like kind of those more tycoon-y games, kind of more hands-on, I highly recommend this. For $15, I don't think you'll get a better bang for your buck as of right now. For a game that just came out. There's a lot of big AAA games coming out this week and last week. Destiny 2, Assassin's Creed, all that kind of stuff. But if you're looking for kind of a smaller game that you can bite your teeth into, for a really good price point, I highly recommend this. Just because it is a good one. As far as that goes. So, yep, that is Bomber Crew, everyone. I hope you this was informative for you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down in the comment box. As always, I will be happy to answer anything I can. And as always, we're all in this together. See you in the next one.